but it ain't just me.
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
This fielded right at the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A big play there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Panthers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Being chased out left. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off, and the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
On first down, this is McCaffrey.
Taken down at the 30.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Hayes. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it.
And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score.
Christian McCaffrey
with career touchdown number 75.
And the Panthers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing is Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
On the return, Johnson.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Panther football to start quarter number 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Christian McCaffrey
with touchdown number 29, 2 short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31.
And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Johnson on the return.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Hayes. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Hayes. He's going to get this one out to his fullback.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
To throw on 2nd down. Hayes looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. They'll run here with Hubbard. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Panthers continue to pull away here in this first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. And now here come the Ravens. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask, and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week they had some defensive miscues like that. And they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Johnson to return it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing to start the drive. Hayes. That one complete to Stephon Sullivan. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
throwing on first down. Hayes going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught at the 10. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Jackson.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Brandon Smith picks it off. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
On 1st and 10, Hayes. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Carolina. Stephon Sullivan, 30 yards.
And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it is 42-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we come upon halftime, intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Raven offense set to start this 3rd quarter, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Brandon Smith picks it off, and the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
18, run. Hey, check back 6. Hey, come on.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hayes. He gets it left side to Johnson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it would be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I'd first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 27. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Carolina offense about ready to go.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go. 70 Ranger.
Off play action. Hayes. He'll find the tight end Sullivan complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
60 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
To throw on 2nd down. Hayes for the catch made by Johnson.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year.
And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
2nd down, here's an option right. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Switch it. Cougar 19. 18, Pioneer.
Following the fumble recovery, Hayes. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Tommy Trimble, 26 yards. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. Dobbins hit and he fumbles.
And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Following the fumble recovery, Hayes. To the right side and complete to Metcalf.
And the Panthers are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It'll be first and goal when we come back.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. McCaffrey will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
From the 2 now, second and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. Scoring on the 2-yard keeper.
And the Panthers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the way. A rabbit out of their hat.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their 25-yard line.
He'll set up to throw from the gun.
Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Well, not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Ravens ready to take over. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken at the 37. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over first and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Looking to throw on second down. Hayes gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
On first down, Hayes. Complete. It's Johnson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 34. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready, go.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Well, no surprise there that he got the ball. When you've got 2 touchdowns already, you're probably demanding it in your own huddle. And you can bet this defense, though, is going to be keyed in on him at this point. And they did a nice job stopping him behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, check back. Trap 60, trap 60. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Like 6.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Sullivan. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal. And he'll get this up awfully close to a 1st down, but by the looks of it, might be a yard shy. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Jackson, draw play to Dobbins.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Carolina, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.